Just go 0001 and just keep working your way up. And if you get to all nines and you still don't have it, then something's wrong.
Sometimes a city is not what it appears to be. Even early in the morning, Las Vegas shines and sparkles. The neon lights seem to have a magical effect on everyone. Anything is possible in Vegas.
Everyone's so happy and excited, and they pose in front of the sign without even realizing what is right beneath them.
On this very spot, I meet journalist Matthew O'Brien.
And it's quite a contrast, too, to see all the jubilance up here near the sign and people smiling, and then what you see down beneath the city and the underground flood channels. You ready?
Just across the street, the city as we know it disappears. This is the entrance to another world.
Stay near the middle of the tunnel, because on the sides you have spider webs here, as you can see. Some black widows.
These tunnels have the purpose to drain rainwater.
The watermark right here, you know, almost knee high, which may not seem like a lot of water, but I've seen like 2 tons of boulders that have been washed in. I've seen a car that's been washed into a flood channel. The flood water is very powerful.
When working on a story for the local newspaper, Matthew discovered people living here.
I had heard about a murderer who would use these underground flood channels to evade the police. So I decided to follow his trail to see what he experienced down in these tunnels. And I thought that maybe I would come across some ironic debris or some cool graffiti. I was not expecting to find hundreds of people living in these underground flood channels. Looks like someone has placed plastic over the tunnel floor so they can know when someone's approaching their camp and be prepared. Yeah, here's some chain link fence that was put on the floor. And we're approaching a guy named Craig. He has a camp. I've known him for a few years. We'll see if he is around and is cool with this. Hey, Craig? Craig?
You want me to give you a tour or something? Well, if you sit on that there, that's a commode. It goes right.
Oh, that's
right
your bathroom?
That's that clean bathroom too.
Your toilet?
Yeah. Well, I grew up on a farm. I don't have no problem. I'm 30 feet under the ground. How further more do you want me down?
And just what, you would take it outside every once in a while and dump it?
Yeah, I take it out now. This is like where you would go into your house. This is like my garage.
At 49, Craig has been living underground for 6 years now. What strikes me is his hospitality and his collecting mania.
Get rid of it. I found all this plastic, probably 1,500 feet of this construction against the wall down by the wash, and it's made great homes for some of the homeless. Well, these battery operated lights, these on, they turn off and on, but now they just push lights. They're batteries. So this is my escape route, sort of, if you ever needed one. I've only seen once where the street was totally flooded, and this, so you could get up here. You're about, if you look, I'd say you're 20 feet, 20 feet underground. I've lost things 3 times, but those were good floods, 3-day floods that are abnormal, and but this used to just be a bed, but I use it for storage.
He even lost a set of teeth in one of the floods.
My keypad. I think I got a fax machine in here. I got a fax machine. Yeah. Well, hey, you have one thing, you don't the next. We'll go on in here. This is my where I sleep in.
You have a real bed.
Yeah, yeah. I make it. I don't like the tunnel. I tried to take all that aspect out of it.
I'm amazed by his underground home. Once a truck driver, now living underground. I wonder how he ended up here.
You had a wife?
I had a wife, yeah. She died of lupus, and I was on the road a lot. She's 10 years older than me. I just got a wonderful woman, And 6 months after she passed away, my father had 3 months to live. He was filled with cancer. And so then I took care of him. I watched my grandma, my grandpa, my dad, my wife take their last breath. I helped. I got off the road, and snored a line. What Vegas does, they come here to party and drink, and it shocked and awed me. I just myself, and never pictured myself ever being there. I do hang my clothes up, and I cover them up. I gamble. My biggest problem is the gambling. Then it's I'll say the whores. Well, I'll say the prostitution. We all do the same stupid crap here. We give the casinos our money.
It's kind of comforting, you know, when you walk for a long time in pitch dark, and then even though this isn't the end of the tunnel, it's always nice to get some light.
Some fresh air.
Yeah. It's scary being down here on your own and not knowing who or what's down here or where it leads to. Yeah. There were times where I entered a tunnel in downtown Las Vegas and came out in North Las Vegas, you know, a different part of town. Some of these tunnels are very, very long.
Yeah.
Hey, Travis, it's Matt.
She's got 5 or 15, which she has to take a card, and she busts. So, I lost my 100.
It seems obvious. Travis is a serious gambling addict. Even in the pitch dark, he constantly keeps on playing cards.
Dealer has 18. I came to Las Vegas on vacation, probably like 6.5 years ago now. Well, after about 3 days, we had lost all our money. Ended up writing payroll checks through casinos for up to like $900 and something a piece, and we cashed like maybe 10 to 15 of them, and we got caught with one day and got put on probation for a year. Couldn't leave the state, couldn't get a job, didn't have ID, and if you don't got money here, then Las Vegas pretty much don't care about you. Just became somebody that was under the porch.
Stranded in Las Vegas at 31, in a tunnel where the daylight never reaches.
There you go.
What's that?
It's a knife. I'm scared everywhere I go. You're either going to end up doing something to get in trouble, or if you do the wrong drugs or something one day, you're going to be laying there and could just be out playing or something, you know, and people don't like the way you play the machines, and they just watch us close.
When the sun sets, Craig leaves the tunnel to gamble. In the evening, he goes looking for money in the casinos, illegally. We walk deeper into the underground system. The further one steps away from daylight, the shyer man gets.
Exploring a cave where you can learn a lot about the history of the place by, you know, reading what's on the walls, and you'll see names and dates, and you'll be able to get some sense of who lived here when and what their life was like. I think of myself as an intelligent, sensitive human with the soul of a clown, which forces me to blow it at the most important moments. Barry, you here? Yeah. Hey, it's Matt. Barry's been down here about 6 or 7 months. And you're working on, what are you doing over there? Word search. Yeah. Barry's been known to try to figure out the combinations of locks down in here.
Like this one here. I broke this one in less than a day. Took me just over 6,700 tries to break it. It works right now.
Wow.
Something to do. I had nothing else to do, so if I could get a company to hire me to drive, I would. But because of my past, I can't get a company to hire me. Right. I got out of prison 16 months ago.
Barry spent 18 years, 3 months, and 10 days behind bars.
I was accused of something. I could have proved I didn't do it, but when you got a public defender and no money, they don't want to do very much.
So what was your accusation?
I molested my 2 cousins. And that's one of those charges where you're guilty till you prove you're innocent. And it's supposed to be you're innocent till proven guilty.
Barry hardly leaves the tunnel, only when he really has to.
Well, it's not much, but it's something.
He is 41, and after all these years, finally a free man. But he's lost.
Well, when I was in prison, and I read a book. It was a psych book. There was a thing in there that said, cowards choose to die, but the strong will keep the will to live. So it's living.
Matthew has been wandering through the tunnels for years now. It inspired him to write a book, but more importantly, it motivated him to offer help to those in need.
About a year and a half of working together, we've placed more than 60 people from the tunnels into housing and helped turn their lives around. So it's by far the best thing to come out of the book is the outreach that I'm doing with Help of Southern Nevada.
But not everyone wants to be saved.
Silver mining, yeah, that's how I make my living. It's machine checking, because you're checking to see if the people up on a slot, slot hunt. I call it just good money.
Craig is a petty thief, looking for money tourists leave in his slot machines. Since filming is prohibited in casinos, we follow him with a hidden camera.
Okay, come on, give me a leg.
Right away, he sees his chance.
There, 4 aces base, $20 off. And then, so yeah, 38.25, 38.25. And then I got my luxury. Coming out here, with just a few dollars, I probably have 50 now that I made in the casino. And then I quit. That's enough for me today. That's a lot. If you do that every day, and for the rent I pay, you can't beat that.
Right now it's at 4,949 different comps. This is one I've been working on a couple months, but it's not